Thank you for tuning into Abundant Moments. We read in the Old Testament about a man by the name of Mephibosheth. Now that's hard to say, but that was his name. And he was actually King Saul's grandson. His father was Jonathan. And Mephibosheth had gone through some things in his life, not his own fault. He was crippled by someone else's mistake. And he forgot who he was. He was the grandson. He was an heir to the king. And he was living in a city called Lodabar, and it was the ghetto. But one day, King David, who was great friends with his father Jonathan, remembered him. And he brought him to the palace. And he had everything restored back to him because, once again, he was an heir to King Saul. And he was able to eat every day at King David's table. He had to be reminded of who he was. Everything was restored to him once he realized who he was, and King David reminded him of who he was. I came by today to remind you of who you are. You are the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus. You are made in God's express image and his likeness. You can do all things through Christ because he strengthens you. You are the apple of God's eye. You are redeemed. You're not a sinner. You are the redeemed of the Lord in Christ Jesus when you put your faith in the work of Jesus at the cross. So do not forget who you are. Live in the blessings that God has for you. Hold your head up high. You're not an addict. If you've accepted Christ, know this, he is your deliverer. And don't label yourself anything else than a child of the Most High God, because that's who you are. Don't forget who you are. Thank you for tuning in.